can see from our historic footage there that the track or the streets haven't changed, but these rigs certainly have. This is the Trans-Tasman Sidecar Challenge. 25 rigs face the starter. The only one really missing is Colin Buckley and Darren Abrahams. They had a nasty accident at Manfield in the first round of the Sidecar Championships. But we've got the creme de la creme of Australia there, Graham Crosby, and we're being led at the moment by Stacey Seller and Cam McIntosh on the Rumble Kawasaki. Right in behind them, it's the New Zealand #1, John Blamires and Brett Sproul, and in behind them, another Australian combination, and that's Ray Curran and David James. Now, they're the current Australian title holders.
Phil, you were talking earlier about the fact of them changing. I mean, they've changed dramatically since those old footage days, but that was where you had a motorcycle and you attached a few bars out the end there, put another wheel on and threw a passenger on the way, and away you went racing. Nowadays, they've got the engine behind the driver. In this case, what we're seeing there at the moment. We've also got rigs that have got the engine in front of the driver and you're sort of crouching over it. The passenger can either work from one side to the other, or like the earlier ones where they really hang out. You know, as far as this goes, I'm not real keen on being either in the passenger seat or on the side, actually, to be honest. But they are certainly a lot wider. They've got a lot more cowling on them. You see them jumping around and all that, but they're basically pretty stable. They're fairly fragile in terms of the way they build them, because it's not typical motorcycle stuff. It's a lot of it's home-built stuff and using different type of engineering techniques and things. So they can provide excitements around the streets like this, where they lose control and disappear over hay bales and things like that. So it's always good to watch the sidecars at Wanganui.
You probably answered this question already, Cros, but did you ever think you wouldn't mind having a go?
I've only ever had one go. An Australian came over and I got on the side of that and I did about 50 metres and jumped off straight away, and that was me. Never ever again.
Stacey Sellers and Cameron McIntosh continue to lead this Trans-Tasman Sidecar Challenge. They've got a comfortable lead too as they work out on the Telfo Quay once again. In second place it was #1, and that was the New Zealand combination of Blamires and Sproul, the Apple Cross 1000 Neil Spencer car painters machine. There is the second of our Australian visitors there, Ray Curran and David James on the Honda machine. So all these brands, the Japanese brands, equally represented there. Number 93, that's a Yamaha machine. That's Aaron Lovell and Phil Duffy, one of the regulars in the New Zealand sidecar scene, so they're starting to make their presence felt now. In fact, it's a little bit of a Trans-Tasman battle, sure, but it's New Zealand versus Australia. A little bit of teams racing going on. The Aussies starting to clear out. Look at this battle between the Kiwis. Blamires in the front there. Lovell trying to get around him. So hard to pass on these things. They're twice the width of a two-wheeled machine. You can see the swinger really working hard. And Pros, why is that?
Well, the simple reason is that you've got a vehicle quite wide, and to get around a corner, you see that the drive wheel and the front wheel are in one axis, and you've got this other extra wheel hanging out that really does nothing going around a right-hand corner except provide a bit of stability. But going around a left-hand corner, of course, that wheel's going to leap up in the air, and to do or to prevent that from happening, the swinger or uses his body weight and hangs over that outside wheel. He also hangs over the back of the cart, I suppose, to provide traction in terms of weight directly over the back wheel to give you drive out of the corner. So it's a constant lot of work happening between these two. You know, you've got to have a lot of confidence in whoever's driving it and also swinging.
Well, you know, we mentioned traction, and traction goes hand in hand with power, and these machines, most of them over 1100 cc's. There's a Harley-Davidson powered 1300 cc machine out there, but the front runners are well over the 1000 cc mark. As this battle between the Kiwis hots up yet again. This is the battle for third and fourth. Rig #1, John Blamires and Brett Sproul from Te Puke, and rig number 93, Aaron Lovell and Phil Duffy on the Yamaha from Hamilton. And already the lap traffic is going to play a part in this one. Anytime you get over 25 of these machines on a short circuit like we have here at the Cemetery Circuit, they are going to play a big part. Have a look at the mascot on the side of the rig of the race leaders at the moment. On the S machine, this is Stella and Cameron. It looks like a kangaroo, and why wouldn't it be? It's a Trans-Tasman Challenge. S in the front at the moment. In fact, Australia 1 and 2. So they have got this one comfortably at the present time. The best of the New Zealanders is the #1 rig, and that's Blamires and Sproul. But it's Australia out in the front and clearing away, you'd have to say, Graham Crosby.
He looks like he's got it all in hand there. It's, like I say, it's a difficult circuit in a sidecar, particularly like you were saying too before, when you've got such a wide rig to get two around the corner at the same time.
Well, the drive of the race has come from number C, and that's Ray Curran and David James. Now, they're the current Australian Formula 2 title holders. And look at this. They're putting it to their country mates here, and it's a straight-out drag race down the Telfo Quay. There's Blamires and Sproul. They're in third place, the best of the Kiwis. Behind them, it's Lovell and Duffy. But we've got a new race leader as they go through the left-right combination over the railway line. And can you believe it? They've got problems. The arm comes up from the swinger, so unfortunately, Curran and James have come to back into this, Cross, and just a couple of laps to go, maybe the Kiwis can snatch a victory.
Well, they can certainly smell it there. You know, you've got this situation where you've got one dropping back, one coming on, and then you've got the victory there. So we're going to go for it. We've got a couple more laps, or I should say a couple more corners to go, so they'll be in to give everything they can.
So Blamires and Sproul on the 1000cc Applecross in second place for the moment. Here is the race leader, though. Now, what colour is the flag? It's checkered, so they come up one lap too short. The Australians win it, Seller and McIntosh. Second place is Blamires and Sproul. In third place, Aaron Lovell. And in fourth place, it's Clive Wilson and Dick Giles.
That looked like hard work. Made very, very hard after the first race when we were leading and we looped it over in the wet, which is a little bit of our mistake. We thought when the day was finished, Cameron's been in the hospital. He got out probably 5 minutes before this race. He got cleared. He's got a vertebrae gone in his back, but yeah, that's Aussie Sidecar passengers for you. But yeah, no, we enjoyed it. Good race with John, good race with all the boys, excellent.